Okay, let's get it. It is. Nope. That's what I do for Locked On. Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a. Hang on. I forgot to do this. Hang on. There we go. Okay, let's do this over. Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday Regional Day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Hey, we've got a new partner as well. Proud to welcome Bocock Brothers Cigars. They proudly sell the they have great cigars, but you've probably noticed the LSU themed cigars, as a matter of fact. Ta-da! Love it. Just in time for regionals, just in time for Father's Day. You use the code MATT15 for 15% off. Okay, what's up, everybody? Let's get going here. Should have elevate that a little bit more. Better like that. There we go. Great Father's Day gift. Code MATT15 for 15% off. Anyway, all right. It is Regional Friday, y'all. Fired up. Finally, it's upon us. 32 baseball games around the country today, including LSU against Little Rock and Dallas Baptist against Rhode Island. So a day where I'm assuming we're going to see Cade. My shirt came in, fired up for it. We also have the backwards K as well now for those that requested it. We have been keeping an eye on the weather. I just checked there. When I recorded Locked On last night, there was a chance of rain from like 4 to 6. It is now only a 20% chance of rain around 4 p.m. So fingers crossed, here's hoping. The worst case scenario would be you start the game, you've got Cade Anderson lathered up, and then lightning strikes within 8 miles of the box, and boom, they clear the field and Cade Anderson's done. So that would be a worst case scenario. And by the way, I am assuming Cade Anderson's going to pitch just because that's what Jay Johnson does. He threw Paul Skeens against Tulane. Of course, he's going to throw Cade Anderson today. I guess he could. The only thing that could change that is if he looks at Little Rock Dallas Baptist and goes, okay, was there a lefty-righty matchup that works better? But chances are he goes with Cade Anderson today. So we'll see how this plays out. But keep an eye on the weather because that is the worst case scenario that could happen. You go play 3 innings, lightning strikes, and then Cade Anderson is done for the weekend. That would stink terribly. But we've gone through a bunch of it. Regional baseball is here, so let's see what y'all got. Fired up for it. Jacob, good morning. F1 DGEIT, nice shirt. Thank you. You can get them at 929misfits.com. I will think I did I post the link? I did post the link. Okay. Link is posted at in the chat and it's also in the YouTube description. Hey Benton, good morning. Leon, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Make defense great again. Game day, let's go. Fired up for it. As Hunt Palmer did notably point out at louisianasports.net, you will very likely in all 3 of your games be facing right-handed pitchers, assuming you play 3 and it plays out the way we're assuming it will. You will likely be facing right-handed pitchers, which means Jake Brown, who's been in the lineup against righties, likely plays a a ton this weekend. So you need a big weekend from Jake Brown, wherever he's going to slot into the lineup. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Brian Wynn, good morning from Orange Beach. Very nice. Let's see, Matt, I want to try Bocock. I don't smoke enough cigars to buy one of those boxes. Any way to buy them? Yeah, you can get, you can go to Don Juan. They sell them, so they're available for retail. I don't know if you can buy individual cigars. You can only buy the boxes at the website. Yeah, so you can go to retail. Don Juan Cigar Bar has them, so would highly recommend. I was talking to the folks over there yesterday, and we kind of came to an agreement for me to help them with some promotion. And there's a lot of several different prongs why I like the deal with Bocock. Number one, the cigars are good. If you like cigars, they're good cigars. If you are maybe don't smoke a ton, it's very approachable. Like, it's not anything that's going to overwhelm you, overpower you. I think that's a plus. It's a great gift, right? So if you did get a box, for example, but you don't smoke a lot, you keep a box in your office, you hand them to clients, you give them as gifts, you keep them at your house when you have guests, things like that. That's another way to do it. And the third, obviously, is with their partnership with LSU. LSU benefits from the sale of every cigar. So they have a royalty deal because they're using the marks and Jay Johnson's autograph and all that sort of stuff. So they're making it's benefiting LSU financially as well. So lots of reasons to like it. Thomas, post a link for the cigars. You got it. Remember, use the code MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off. Great for Father's Day. LSU's run, hopefully, to Omaha. MAT15, MAT15 is the code to save 15%. Hey, Rick, love the shirt. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm pretty fired up about it, too. You watching the game at the office? No, AFR today at Walk-Ons Burbank. AFR at Walk-Ons Burbank. They're doing a big block party there with my friends at Mockler. So we do a quarterly on premise with Mockler. So, we did the Poirier fight last summer. We've done shows at the Slattery at Mockler. We've done a lot of different stuff. I did one in Lake Charles. Anyway, so today we're doing a show in conjunction with Mockler and Bud Light and all that stuff at Walk On. So they'll have great beer specials, drink specials. They'll have live music on the stage outside at 6 o'clock. So right around as soon as AFR ends. Big inflatable projection TV in the parking lot as well, and of course in walk-ons, all this stuff. So it's gonna be a great spot. If you're going to the game, come before or after. If you can't go to the game, need a place to watch, come hang out at Walk-On. So AFR at Walk-Ons Burbank today. Hey, Leon. Loving the energy in the OTAs, especially around the line, and how confident Alante is in the defensive scheme. Maybe we could sneak a few more wins while rebuilding. Probably not, but I'm not trying to be a total negative. But if you are, don't read too much into OTAs. I mean, these are organized team activities. These are practices where they're not even wearing pads, and you don't even have all your roster there. So ultimately, what it's going to come down to is quarterback play, and we'll see how good those guys can be as young players. Okay. Oh, here it is. Go for 58 no, or go for 59 no. That's awesome, man. How incredible is that? Chance, how much does a long run to Omaha help make your job easier? Chance, I say this all the time. It is what makes this market unique. And I mean that in a literal sense. People misuse unique a lot. Unique means only one. The rare means not many. Unique means there's one. There is no other market like this because there's several different factors at play. There's a lot of really good college markets that can do college football and probably some college basketball, even some that like college baseball. There are some markets that are college markets that have crossover with NFL markets. For example, in Georgia, you could talk Bulldogs. You could also cross over and talk Falcons and stuff like that. There are some of those, not many, but there are some. Baton Rouge is truly unique because you have LSU, which fans are so rabid, but the baseball is the differentiator because this is the only place in the country where I can talk about a midweek pitching change, right? Like who Jay Johnson decides to throw on a Tuesday game again, and people care. Like it gets numbers. It's not a niche play. Like it's a big deal. So that carries on, and you have the population crossover with New Orleans. And post-Katrina, that became even more relevant because you had so many people from New Orleans leave New Orleans, move to Baton Rouge, and stay. So when I say like truly this is a unique market in that sense, like whenever it plays out, you just think of it, the Saints report for training camp at the end of July. You've got SEC Media Days mid-July, Saints report for training camp the next week. The week after that, LSU reports for fall camp. Then you're into camp. Then you're into football season. Football season carries you through January, right? And at that time, basketball has started. So you're overlapping with the Pelicans and with college basketball. Okay, so you have that overlap right there. And then when you get into February, baseball starts. So baseball is starting through February as college basketball is getting through the stretch run. And then you're getting into conference play for baseball as the NBA is getting into its stretch run, right? And at the same time, spring football starts and you have the NFL draft. So that's carrying you through the spring with so much going on. And then you get to the point where when college basketball is over at the beginning of April, and if the Pelicans are not in the playoffs, or the playoffs end at some point in May, then you look at May and June and you're like, May, June, July, like what do you do for 10 weeks until you get to SEC Media Days, right? Well, the answer is LSU baseball. And look, the Saints have OTAs right now and mini camps and stuff, so there's some of that. And you got SEC spring meetings. So there's stuff, but it's LSU baseball is the answer. So if LSU baseball carries our content through the end of June, I mean, I would say it this way, like if LSU baseball goes to Omaha and plays to the third week of June, okay, well, that's awesome. Then you have the residual of the season, recap, all that sort of stuff, portal, heading toward the draft, roster stuff for next year. That carries you to the end of June. And then basically you've got 2 weeks in July until media days. So yes, LSU baseball is massive for us. And it's literally unlike anywhere else. The market is unlike anywhere else because of how that all shapes up. Hey, Prods Up, what's going on? Good time for the bats to show up. Let's go. Cody, Abner, good morning. Morning, Matt from NOLA. Any opinion on who comes out of the Clemson regional? Darren, yeah, I do think Clemson is favored to win that regional. Interestingly, talked to Kendall Rogers yesterday, and his thought was the team that could potentially upset Clemson was Kentucky. I would think probably more the 2 seed there, West Virginia, which won 40 games this year. I think Kentucky, they're idiosyncratic, man. Mingione will do a lot of weird things, or they play stylistically very different. But I don't think this is his best team, and I think it'll be a tough ask to go on the road and win at Clemson. So I do think Clemson comes out of that region. Irfan Sayad, what's going on? Hey, Becky, good morning. Let's get this tourney started. Let's do it, man. Hey, Blair, chance of weather delay today is more reason to pitch off tonight. Maybe, Blair. I think you're going to make that decision the closer we get. But I'll remind you also in 2023 when LSU played Kentucky in the Supers on that Saturday, it was like a gorgeous day, right? Gorgeous day, but there was threat of rain. And so Jay went and implored the NCAA officials, because remember, LSU doesn't make that decision. The NCAA officials on site monitoring the tournament are the ones that make decisions about delays and things like that. So Jay implored them, like, don't start this game and then have it shut down, and then we burn Paul Skeens. And so they obliged, and LSU and Kentucky, although it was a beautiful Saturday, just put it off and then ended up playing that night. But in any event, I think that's the one thing that could change. The closer we get to first pitch, see what the weather's doing. If it looks like it's going to miss us, great. Off we go. Let's have a day. Hey, Captain Eli, morning, Matt. LSU needs to win this weekend. My wife and I are having our first baby next Friday. Hoping to watch postseason baseball with the newest Tiger fan. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Hope mom and baby are great, and good luck next Friday. Hope she hangs on to next Friday, man. Colton, good morning, Matt. I know Jimmy gave you some plays on the regional games today. Let's hear him. Already riding with him and Hanny on the regional winners. He didn't, actually. I would recommend highly listening to Live at Lunch. They start at 11. That's when the first round of games goes. That's when they'll be rolling through their picks. You might want to go back and check Live at Lunch from On Demand yesterday to see if they gave any at the end of the show yesterday. Like, that would be my suggestion. But he did. He gave us last night the basketball pick and a couple MLB picks. Hey, Zachary, good morning. Wish you were on the Locked on SC Squad show. What is with the love for Bama still? Don't know, didn't watch it. Trace, what's up? Good morning. Go time. Fellas, you get some runs. When do they pull Cade? Yeah, Trace, I mean, I don't think they do, right? It's one of those where you let him extend as deep as he can go to preserve your bullpen. Like, if Cade Anderson can give you 8 innings and throw 120 pitches, he goes 8 innings and throws 120 pitches, and you save your arms for the next 2 days. So it's not one that you're saving him for longevity here. I mean, it's the postseason, so you empty the tank. I don't think there's any consideration of, we're up big, pull him. Anyway, just my 2 cents on it. Thomas, good write up on Les. Thank you, man. Yeah, I did write an article at Louisiana Sports.net. Talked about on AFR as well. The NFF, the National Football Foundation, lowered the threshold for coaches to be able to get into the College Football Hall of Fame, which mostly impacts Les Miles and Mike Leach, who, as you know, Leach died with his winning percentage at like 598. You have to be over 600. And Les was at like 665. But when he had to vacate 37 wins, it bumped him just below to like 597 or something like that. So they lowered the arbitrary threshold to let those guys in, and I think it's absolutely the right thing to do. My point is, and I encourage you to go read the column, but listen, you can make fun of his syntax and the hi-hat at eating grass and the clock management and the archaic offense and all that stuff. You can make fun of all that if you want. What is also undeniable is he won more games than more than half of the 214 coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame. He won a national championship, played for another, should have won 2, but for the mulligan that Nick Saban and Alabama got in 2011, he won at an 80% clip, all while doing it in the same division as the greatest coach of all time. Les Miles, his resume, if you go look at the coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame, his resume is a no doubt slam dunk, 100% shoe-in College Football Hall of Famer. And the fact that a booster paid Vidal Alexander's dad for a no-show job is going to cost him that is stupid, especially in the NIL world. We gave Reggie Bush his Heisman back. Are we really going to keep Les Miles out of the College Football Hall of Fame because Vidal Alexander's dad got a no-show job? Come on. Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. You're a realist, not negative. I have the Saints going 3-14. Good with it. Hopefully Miss Gale wakes up after another miserable season. She'll get rid of Loomis. Or, listen, I don't think she's going to fire him, but can you move him into some like emeritus role and hire a new GM? You have spring football portal. Yes, no doubt. Gunner, Andrew, sports galore this weekend. Let's go. Spurge. Hey, Jacob. Yeah, man. Well said. Thank you. For those that missed it, Brian's quadruple bypass got moved. It's supposed to be today. So it was supposed to be Tuesday, but they moved it to today. So we're praying for Brian. Hope he does great today. Hey, Deborah. Go Tigers. Nothing more exciting than LSU baseball in June. Yes, the yellow lids need to stay in the box. I love y'all saw that, man. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. So here it is. I love y'all saw this yesterday. So here's the story as I understand it. So Jay Johnson, as I understand it, again, I don't have this confirmed. It's just as I understand it, ordered these yellow hats thinking, okay, we'll bust those out as a surprise. And they came in, he looked at them and was like, yeah, we're not doing that. So thank God. Yes, please keep those in the box. Don't ever let them see the light of day. Hey, Robbie, I think the Saints need to bring in a veteran I'd love to see Kenny Pickett because Kellen Moore coached him in Philly. Also, do you like Carson Wentz as an option? Sure. I think either of those are fine. I'd probably rather someone a little more accomplished to serve more as a mentor for the young guys. But anyone that takes pressure off Shuck, Rattler, feeling like they have to be everything this year, I would welcome that. Lorky, watching the game from work. Okay. What does LSU decide what time they play today? So the home team, the 1 seed, has the option of picking first game or second game. So in that respect, yes. As far as first pitch time, no, that's determined by the networks. But LSU got to pick, do you want the first game or the second game? They picked the first game. Hey, Guy, good morning. Happy Friday. John, good morning. How's Drew? He's good. Thanks for asking, man. He and Eric are night-nighting still. So I know we got a little bit of a late start today. Apologies for that. But my cold plunge wasn't ready. I think Erica took a late bath, so she didn't start my chiller until probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I woke up and the water was like 73 degrees. So I had to go buy ice to come back and then dump the ice in my cold plunge and let it get cold. So that's why we're a little late today. Hey, Brent, good morning. Thoughts on the possible expansion of the NCAA men's basketball tournament? I don't think you need to expand the men's basketball tournament. I would only lobby for expanding the tournament if you had expanded the number of teams in major college basketball that would warrant it. I think 68 does just fine as is. Hey, Seth, good morning. Stad, we may get a bonus chapter in the Clemson rivalry, about to embark upon, and I'm ready for it. Yep. You could get LSU Clemson, obviously, in the Supers, and then you will get LSU Clemson August 30th in Clemson, South Carolina for the season opener. Hey, Ray, can't help but think Schmidt is going to have a save the day moment. Ray, I don't see that, man. I don't see that, man. We've talked about it for months now. Like, you go through the process of the season and you try to pare down your staff of 15 guys to the 7 or 8 that you're going to count on. And I think it's pretty obvious where they are right now, where it's Anderson, Ianson, Cowan, Evans. Those are your first 4. Nobody's going to question. Newt, Shores, Myers have all emerged. That's 7. What's missing there, aside from Cade Anderson, is a lefty. So DJ Primo, Connor Ware, Rizzy, Cooper Williams, I think those can be like spot relievers for you. But listen, I think William Schmidt could have the same type of parabolic rise like Anderson did. I'll remind you, like a year ago, Cade Anderson in SEC play had an ERA of 27. He was really good in the midweek in the non-conference. He could not get SEC hitters out. 27 was his ERA in conference play. Now he's about to be a top 5 pick in the draft. Like, he might be the first pick in the draft. He's a lefty throwing 95, 97 and is just dominant. All that in 1 year. I mean, Schmidt has that ability, right? Like, he is going to, and you get 2 more years of Schmidt. So Schmidt is going to be that. I don't think you can trust him in a leverage spot right now. I think he's one of your up 10, down 10 guys. If you go score 17 runs against Little Rock and Cade Anderson gives you 7 innings, then you can say, hey, William Schmidt, go get a taste of regional baseball and just throw the ball over the plate. So you preserve Cowan, Evans, the arms you count on. Hey, Glenn, love regional baseball when the Tigers are representing. Jay's doing a great job. Glad we have him. I agree, man. I've said it often, although he is unconventional with a lot of things, there's nobody I'd rather have coaching LSU. Nobody that cares more about LSU, nobody that works harder, recruits harder. Again, like, there's a lot of things that Jay's done that I don't like. Like, I don't like throwing Cade Anderson against Little Rock, which I'm sure he's going to do today. Moving Jared Jones to third base was bizarre. Jake Brown's the best athlete on your team. You're putting your best athlete at first base in that situation. That's nonsensical. There's a lot of things that I don't love, but won 43 games. You know what I mean? Like, they won 19 SEC games. They're a national seed. They're hosted, like, it's almost like, some people recoiled at this when I mentioned it last week, but it is kind of like Les Miles. It's unconventional. Sometimes it's perplexing, but it's effective. Like, he gets the job done. I agree with you. There's nobody I'd rather have. Andrew, Matt, you do not strike me as the cold type, brother. Cold tub type. Yeah, no, man. I cold plunge literally every day of my life. About, let's see, 13 months ago, so 14 months ago, started that. Cold water is incredible. Start every day of my life with my whole supplement protocol, my health protocol, which includes cold plunge. And I would recommend it to anybody. Maurice, good morning. Our hitting should be better at the box. Why is it so bad on the road? Great question. I don't have the Maurice. I wish I had the answer. And again, like, if it were like sometime, like, you can struggle with aces, like the same way that other teams struggle to hit Kate Anderson. Like, when you go on the road and you face Ryan Prager from Texas A&M, get it. Kyson Witherspoon from Oklahoma. Okay. Like, I understand that. It's hard to hit. It's hard to hit on the road. It's hard to hit aces on the road. When you go struggle against A&M's number 3, or you have a midweek freshman from Ole Miss shut you out in the SC tournament, like, those types of things make me go, what's going on? Like I know this team can hit. I mean, their cumulative team batting average is 301. We've seen it. Like, I know Stephen Milam can hit. I know Chris Stanfield can hit. I know Braswell hit 300 in conference play last year. I know Jones and Curiel and Dickinson. Like, all these guys can hit. I know they can. We've seen it. Just a bad time where they've been in a collective funk for a few weeks. Be a good time to get out of it. Hey, Shelby. Yeah, the gold hats. Not a fan of the gold hats. How much ice do you have to put in there to get it to the temperature? So the box chiller that I have cools about 2 to 3 degrees an hour. So for me to cold plunge every morning, when I do around like 6:45, 7 a.m., we usually, like, I'll start the chiller at night around like 9:30 or 10 p.m. after we bathe Drew and get him down. So it'll go like 8 hours, and that'll cool at 20, 24 degrees. The interesting thing is the water, the room temperature water. So, like, if I just turn on the cold faucet, if I'm filling up my tub and I just turn on the cold faucet, like, that water is like 80 degrees right now. 80. You wouldn't think it, but just turn on the cold, it's like 80 degrees. So it gives you some context of cold water. So to get it into the 50s, and I want it in like the low 50s, like 50, 53 degrees, I got to cool it 25, 27 degrees. And so I also have these 5-pound ice molds. I have 4 of them. So I freeze those. And so we run the chiller all night. It usually brings the water temperature down to around 60-ish, maybe like 58 to 60 degrees. And then when I wake up, I'll get those ice blocks. So it's 20 pounds of ice blocks, and I'll dump that in the water, which will usually bring it down about another 6 degrees or so. All right, Thomas. I haven't forgotten you, dude. You know that. Come on. I ain't forgotten you.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Parish Construction and Roofing. Matt, we'll do a cold plunge. You need to wear any clothes, protect your toes or extremities. Nope. Not in there long enough. So I'm in there, birthday suit. Just don't look down, if you know what I mean. But no, I tell you, so toes, everything. So I'm up to here. So I get in the tub and I just go all the way up to here. So only my head is out of water. And then I do keep my hands out because that's whenever I hold my phone like this. And so I'm up to my wrists. So just my hands. And that's when I'll post my podcast link and stuff like that. So, do you have a cheat day, no cold plunge or whatever else you do? No, there's no reason to, Jeffrey. Like it's not a chore to do it. Like it's invigorating. It makes you feel great. Like, why would you choose not to do something that makes you feel great? So like every day I wake up, my protocol is, I brush my tongue. By the way, if you don't have a tongue scraper, you should, because we do secrete toxins through our tongue. And so a lot of times we just end up swallowing them right back down. So like scrape your tongue in the morning. Biohack, if you're not familiar, look it up. Scrape your tongue in them. Buy a tongue scraper, do it every morning. It's so easy. Brush your teeth anyway, just scrape your tongue. I do hydrogen water, my perfect amino powder. I do my supplements, which are methylated multivitamin, zinc, magnesium, TMG, D3 with K2. Most of us are clinically deficient in vitamin D3 because we don't get enough sun. D3 with K2, berberine is for heart health. I've started doing my BPC 157, and I take all that with hydrogen water. So I have my hydrogen water bottle, and I bought hydrogen tablets to really go like hydrogen bomb for all the antioxidant, for all the inflammation, just amazing health benefits of hydrogen water. And then I've also started taking creatine, curcumin with resveratrol. It's also for inflammation. And then glutathione, which is like a master antioxidant, will pull heavy metals, toxins, a lot of other impurities in your body out. So that's my morning routine. So I do all of that, then a cold plunge. When I'm done with the cold plunge, I get a cup of black coffee, and I come talk to you all. Okay, Thomas. Crank it up, Dale. When I dropped the towel, there was significant shrinkage. It shrinks like a frightened turtle. Okay. About to get going. Remember, please, big time shout out, Bocock Brothers Cigars. The Bocock Brothers are LSU alums. So this is an awesome Father's Day gift. Signed by Jay Johnson. And if I open, I have smoked a few, but I'll show you the inside of the box too, which is awesome. Very cool, the inside of the box. So the display box is a really cool keepsake. If you don't smoke cigars, give them out as gifts, clients on the golf course, have them in your office, your home for guests, whatever. And then you have the really cool display box. Code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off. So big shout out to Bocock Brothers Cigars. Excited to have them part of the team. All right. Of course, Brock, Parrish, Unique Physique. We're loaded. Everybody, linked in the description on YouTube. Get everybody tagged on Facebook as well. Let's go Tigers, y'all. AFR today from Walk-Ons Burbank. Hope to see y'all there. If you can't be there, you can watch while you're watching the game. Put us on as a companion show. It'll be me and Terrio. Looking forward to an awesome day, y'all. Regional baseball is here. Enjoy it. Get your Cage shirts as well. Got two after today. You got 2 more opportunities to wear it. Hopefully 3. So after today, Super Regional, Omaha opener, College World Series Championship Series. Let's go. Let's go. Great question. How long will the cigars keep in the box? So you can get there are humidor packets that you can buy that you could put in boxes like that will keep them fresh and supple. I have a big box humidor back there. There we go. All right. Let's get out of here, y'all. Have an awesome day.